the Prime Minister yesterday said that against ultra-violence the only answer is ultra-toughness. So he announced a couple of measures, one of them being the fact that people who are partaking in unannounced or undeclared demonstrations can be arrested immediately. Another one of his ideas is to introduce some kind of register for people known to use violence during demonstrations, and he used the example of hooliganism. In the beginning of this century, France and many other European countries tackled hooliganism by introducing stadium bans for well-known hooligans. Edouard Philippe, the Prime Minister, wants something similar now for people who are violent during demonstrations. This is not really new, actually. It's already a law that has been passed in the Senate, but not yet in the lower house in France last year. So the measures and the law and the text, everything is already ready. So it's now up to the French Parliament to decide whether they want to implement these new measures to tackle the extreme violence we've seen over the last couple of weeks during the demonstrations of the Yellow Vests.
And Stefan, why do you think the government's waited until now to suggest these measures?
Well, of course, we have seen a lot of violence over the past weekend, and there was many criticism of the fact that the government was not able to fight the violence, and that the police was in many places, especially in Paris, not present when there were rioters who were using violence. Also, the French president, Emmanuel Macron, has been very silent. He has been tweeting. That's the only way of communicating he has been doing the last couple of days. So there was a lot of pressure on the government to say something, to show that they were taking actions. And also, of course, there's a new weekend of protests announced by the Yellow Vest this Saturday. And in Paris alone, there will be 5,000 police officers on the streets. They will use new tactics again to fight or to react to the violent rioters. And so 5,000 police officers in the streets of Paris and over 80,000 in the rest of France. So the French government is preparing for yet another weekend of severe incidents coming up this Saturday.